Boom, we are recording. So today is September 24th, 2020. We are in week 5. Welcome to class, everybody. It's good to have you here. And we are going to jump in and we are going to talk about this right now. This particular class, you can see, can you guys see the house plan on my computer right there? Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we're going to be drawing this week. This is an elevation. Now, one of the things that we talked about last week is that there are different construction documents that are put together. And when you put construction documents together, the whole thought is when you're building something, you essentially are going to need a set of plans to do that. And as a matter of fact, if you go back, you can actually look at, there's actually some documents that exist from some of the things that the Romans built, which is pretty crazy. And the thing is, those things are actually right there. And chat you right here. Can't hear the audio. Okay, I'm here. I'm talking. Everyone else can hear me. So sorry about that. I'll just tell him. I've got a student who can't hear me. He's having issues with his.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll let that go. All right. So there we go. Now we're going to move up here. You guys can't see that chat screen, can you?
No.
Okay, good. I don't. Yeah, not that I said anything terrible. It wasn't like I used profanity or anything. But I just want to make sure that we're on the same boat. Okay. So here's the thing. When you're talking about construction drawings, it's kind of like this. Gosh, I wish I had. Oh boy, I typically have a little model. My son, let's see here. I used to have a little house model that would have been really good use for this right here, but I don't have it handy. I don't know where it is right now. I just got done moving. I think I mentioned you guys, we sold our building up in Clayton, and we're emptying it all out. So I've been going back and forth. It's been crazy. There's just crap everywhere. I've got boxes everywhere. I've got all kinds of things that I don't typically have. So we're trying to go through the thing where we're getting rid of it. Anyway, let me go through this right here. So when you're talking about a set of construction documents, you're talking about this. You're typically talking about a floor plan, which is what we saw last week. And then you're going to see like some elevations. You're going to see a foundation plan. You're going to see a wall section. Those are the basic elements that make up a set of construction documents. That's what you have there. So let me just kind of go back in time here for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up what we did last week. And what we did last week, right here, going over here, if I can find this, I think I can. If I go to the desktop, I should be able to find floor plan 2. Yeah, I didn't finish it though. Let's see, floor plan 2. Yeah, this is what we have right here. Floor plan, come on, you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to open up floor plan 2. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my screen share so you guys can see this so that we're all clear about it. Okay. So what I've got right here, can you guys see the floor plan from last week now?
Yes.
Okay, so let me show you something here. What I'm going to do is I want to show you something interesting here. Right here, it looks like this. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. Now, one of the things that I showed you is when we put this together right here, notice the shape of this building, okay? This building has a particular shape. It's got a particular configuration. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that right now. And so the shape looks like this. It's 42 feet along the back wall, 42 feet. And then I got a 34-foot dimension. And then it goes over this direction, 14 feet. And then it goes down this way. And then it goes down this way. Remember the 42. Remember the 42. So 42 is important right here. And so is 14. And these 3 dimensions add up to 14. Okay, so why is that important? Why are we showing us this? Well, the reason why is all the plans that we have right now are connected by those same dimensions. Okay, let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to go ahead and clear all these drawings. I'm going to get back to here. I'm going to show you what I mean. So back over to AutoCAD here. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to show you something here. So I'm going to share this. Can you guys see AutoCAD now?
Yep.
Okay, so back over to here. Let me show you something here. Notice the dimension here, 42 feet. Well, that looks familiar. And then this dimension right here, this is actually 14 feet. I didn't measure it, but if I do measure it, which I'll do right now, what the heck, I'll go ahead and measure that. So I'm going to go ahead and put a dimension on there so you guys can see I'm not lying. And I'm going to go to here, and that's 14 feet. Now, so what we're looking at right now is the elevation. In other words, it would be as if we flip this, and now we're taking a look at it, and we're seeing it right now. And so that's what we're looking at right now. So this is the next thing we're going to draw right here. This is the elevation. Good evening, Shane. Good to have you here. And what we're going to do here is we are going to work on this right now. And what we're going to do is see how to do this. So the whole thing is, when we're talking about this, is we are talking about the fact that your drawings are all going to be creating a model. This is something that when we get into Revit, we are going to be seeing that essentially you make one central model, and then you look at various interpretations of that, meaning different views. We're going to look at top-down views, side views, section views, and so forth. So that's essentially what we're doing right here, only we're doing it with plans. And in AutoCAD, the plans are all disconnected. So that means you are responsible. You are the intelligence that keeps them in sync. So when there's a change in the elevations, you have to make sure that that change takes place in the floor plan and vice versa. So that's why AutoCAD is a very flexible, wonderful tool, but there are things that it is not as strong. It's not as strong in some things as Revit is by any means. Okay, so Revit's a thing. So getting into this right now, you're taking a look at this and we see this floor plan. Okay, we got this right now. So first of all, let's talk about what we've done and where we're at right now, just so that we're all clear. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to change my share, and I'm going to go out to here. And let's see here. Will that work? No, I think I need to go out to. Let's see here. Let's see. Is this one? Let's try this. Okay, nope, that's not the one. Let's go back to here. All right. Yes, that's the one I want right there. Okay, so back out to here. And I want this screen here. Okay, so I'm going to share this. And I'm going to go over here to over here. So I'm going to close out of that so it doesn't get confused. Okay, so I'm out here. And what I'm going to do right here is I'm now in here. I'm going to close out of this so that you guys can't see that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in so that I can see Blackboard. So I go into here. And we should be good to go. And now I'm going to go over here to my Blackboard. When I go to Blackboard, we see we've got this right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look down here. As I take a look down this row right here, we did week 1, which was some basic CAD drawings. Okay, those were due. Okay, so let me just go back over this real quickly here. What's due when? We went over this real quickly here. And what I did is I did a couple changes. One of the things I didn't change, I didn't update this, but for September 24th, drawings I and J, I didn't make them due. Just drawing floor plan 2, which is what we went over with last week. That was the Southfield plan. And that was something that should have been submitted for tonight. So the next thing we've got is for next week, we're going to be doing the drawing front elevation Southfield. And so that means what I'm going to do is I'm going to make drawings I and J also due next week. So I didn't require them last week. I'm going to require them next week. So next week is October 1st, if you can believe it. Happy fall, by the way. Good to have you guys all here and having fall. And so what we're going to do right now is we've got CAD Basics, week 1, AutoCAD Intro assignments, week 2, Construction Concepts. Okay, so what you've handed in so far are a number of CAD assignments. Okay, and what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and download those just so that we're clear on what we're talking about. Here are the AutoCAD Intro assignments. Click on that. And that opens up. I'm going to download it, and I'm going to open that up so that we're all clear about it. And we'll save it, and just going to open that up. Okay, so going back to here, what I'm going to talk about in this configuration right now is we're going to take a look at this. So we did drawing A, we did drawing B, we did drawing C, we did drawing D and E and F and G. We've done all those. We did H. We went over H quite a bit, and we really beat that one up pretty good. And now we got I and J, which we're going to get to a little bit later. I and J, this one is going to be using primarily the polar array command, which I'll show you how to work with right here. So that's going to be drawing I, and then we got drawing J. And drawing J is going to be using a couple other tools. So a lot of this is going to be kind of just refreshing how we actually do these things. So we're going to work on drawing I and J. Those will be due next week too. But let's get into the actual architectural assignment. Okay, so we're going to do that. So the architectural assignment, going over to here, is going to be, well, let me just stay here. Let me stay out here. Can you guys see right now? Let me make sure we're good to go here. Can you guys see Blackboard right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see Blackboard. Okay, good. So not
Right now.
Oh, you can't. Okay, let me go back to here and let me make sure we got it. Okay. Can you guys see Blackboard now?
No.
No. All right, let's try this again. Let's try this. Still no?
Yep, it came in.
Oh, you can see Blackboard now. Okay, good. So what we're doing now this week, this is week 5. So week 5, here's our front elevation information. Now, first of all, I've got a couple of tutorials out here, which I have gone into pretty good detail, but I'm also recording it for tonight. So we got this front elevation Southfield tutorial. This is from last year, last time I taught this. And then what I've got here along with this are our different things. I've got the front elevation. Okay, so here is the front. This is where you submit it. Right here is the template, and right here is the file. So let's take a look at the file. I've already got it up there, but we'll go ahead and open that up. And the file looks like this here. This is the front elevation Southfield file of which I was speaking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this like this so you guys can see it okay. So now that I've got this right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drop it down a little bit, and this is what you guys are going to draw. This is the front elevation right here. This is what this looks like. And so what we're going to do right now is we are going to just study how to do this. Now, an elevation is essentially a straight-on view of either the front of a house, side of a house, or any of the ancillary views that would be necessary for it. We're just going to be focusing on the front. And as we get into this right now, we see the pronounced front right here, and we also see that there's an overall distance of 42. There's a chimney right here. And there's a couple items that I did not want to put on this sheet because if I did, it would have got too cluttered. Okay, so all the detail for this and also the windows and the chimney I put on a different sheet. Let me show you what that sheet looks like. It would be right here. And here's the other sheet. So there's actually 2 sheets.
I'm not seeing that. I'm
You're
just
not
seeing your blackboard right now of
Okay.
your front elevation.
Okay, let me go to this one then. Let me go over here and see if, how's that? Can you see that now?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Thank you for keeping me on that. Okay, this right here is the other thing, because it's like, for me, they don't give me a visual on that. And maybe there's a way for me to toggle it, but in any case, thank you. Okay, so what we got right here, this is the front elevation right now. And the front elevation is showing us the basic details. Now please listen, I do not need you to give me these dimensions. I don't need these. These are just here for you to draw. Again, I don't need you to put these dimensions on it. You just will use these for drawing it. I don't need you to have those. And going back to here right now, and I don't know if you guys can see this. Did that just change, or can you see the front elevation now of the building?
Yeah.
You can? Okay. So this is all I need. So you'll notice that there is dimensions up here that that are not, all right, up here, I don't have the dimensions for the chimney here. I don't have the dimensions for this here. And I don't have the dimensions around the window here either. Those are strictly for you. You don't have to put them in, okay? So that's just for your benefit because it's gonna clutter up your drawing. That's why I left them off. So you don't need those, okay? So when it's done, it's gonna look like this. Your front elevation is gonna look like this, and that's what you're gonna draw. So how do we do this? Well, let's talk about that. First of all, it would be best for you to download and print these if you can. If you don't have a printer, you can work off the screen. So I'm going to show you guys how I would go ahead and work on this right here and how we go ahead and make this happen. Let me go back over here to the AutoCAD drawing, and that didn't work there. So let me do the share to go over to there. And you guys tell me, can you guys now see AutoCAD?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at AutoCAD right now. Now this is what you're going to draw. This is what it looks like, and this is what we're going to make this. We're going to make this look like. So this is actually in some ways, I kind of go back and forth about this assignment because in some ways this is easier than last week's. In a lot of ways it's easier. But in any case, it is what it is, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on this. So let me show you how to do this. Now, a lot of you guys probably already could figure this out, but let me show you what the process would be. Because once again, we're looking at an elevation, and an elevation is going to be part of what any construction documents that we're going to have here. So what we would do here is this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to go back to over here. I think it's here. Yeah, no, wrong one. Let me go back to here. You do a different one. Over here to Blackboard. Okay, can you guys see Blackboard now?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Blackboard, you're going to do 2 things. You're going to download the template. The front elevation is right here. Here's the template. You're going to download that. So you download the template, comes down here. There's your front elevation. Okay, front elevation Southfield. Okay, that's one thing you're going to do. The next thing you're going to do is, or one of the other things, is you're going to download this one right here. This is the front elevation. This is the actual PDF, and this is the front elevation details. You're going to download those, or you're going to reference those either way. And then I have some tutorials down here that basically go over what I'm going to show you this week. So let's get into this. So we just downloaded the template, so let's jump in. Let's see how this works. So I've got this actually in front of me. I've got the sheet in front of me. And I'll show you how this works. And then, like I said, I don't know that we'll have to go real long with the lecture tonight. Hopefully we won't, but we will see. So over here, I'm going to do a new share, back to AutoCAD. Can you guys see AutoCAD right now?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do right here is I'm just going to leave this one up because I'm going to come back and forth and see it. I'm going to start a new drawing. So to do that, I go to the application menu and go to new drawing. And now what I want to do is I want to use the appropriate template. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here, and that one is actually, I think, in my downloads. So I'm going to Thomas Brennan, and I'll go to my downloads, and I want front elevation right here. So I'm going to open up my front elevation, and I'm going to open that up. So once I've opened the front elevation, I've now got down here a few things that are of use to me that I can now see. And what I've got right down here, try that again. Okay, down here, I've actually got, down here you can see I've got architectural units that are set up. I've also got up here, I've got some layers which I want to make sure I'm referencing. So let me go ahead and I will go ahead and I'll reference that. And go over here and we'll take a look at our layers. Layers look like this here. Layers look like this. You've got these detailed dimensions that's presently on right now, but I'm going to start with profile. Now, here's the reason why. The profile layer actually has something of interest here. It's something that I did to kind of like make it show up. The drawing, actually, the profile lines actually are bolder. They actually have a bolder appearance. So I'm going to highlight profile. Let's take a look at what they look like, just so that you guys know. So I'm going to go to here, and down here under profile, I'm going to highlight this. And you're going to notice over here, I've got a line weight of 0.30 millimeters. Okay, so there's actual thickness to this where the rest are not. So that makes it unique. And then as I draw it, I can also turn on the line weight on or off. Let's see, where's my line weight? Do I have it turned on? I might not. Let's see here, looking at my line weight. There it is right there. So line weight is on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this with the line command. Now for this one, I don't need a polyline. You could do with a polyline, but I'd probably have to explode it. So in this case, I'm just going to start with a line. So with my line right here, I'm going to draw the outside. I'm just going to draw the basic box, okay? Now, to go back and to talk about what it was, I'm going to go ahead and start with the bottom line, which is 42 feet. We already saw that. So I'm going to start with 42 feet. I'm going to stop there. So I did this right there. I got that. And let's turn that on and off. Okay. Okay, it's not doing too much there. Yeah, it's not showing me too much, is it? Okay, so profile's not showing me that. Not a problem. Okay, so moving on from there, I'm going to show you what we're going to do from here. So going back over into this location right here, I'm going to show you this. So I started with the 42 feet, which is the bottom line right here. I got all the dimensions right here. So it's 42 feet across the bottom. It's right here. This one tells you right here, it's 42 feet from here over to here. And this is where you got to pay attention to your dimensions. Now, the next thing you're going to notice is the overall height, the total overall height is 17'2" plus 8 feet. That gives you your roof, the height of your roof. So 17'2" plus 8 feet is 25 feet 2. So I'm just going to draw it 25 feet 2, just so I can make a big box to make it real simple. So I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share that. And you guys can you guys see just my line right now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then back up here, 25'2", like that. Okay, now back over in this direction, 42 feet, boom, and then down to here. So I've got that. Pretty straightforward, nothing too tricky, and that's all I've got right now. It's not anywhere near enough information, but I've got to start. So now what else do I want to do? Well, now what I have to do is I have to do a couple other things. This is where you have to think in terms of how do I construct things. And so getting into this right now, one of the things that I'm going to notice right here is I basically just drew a rectangle. Now this sticks out the side, so I got to deal with that. Also over here, this roof sticks out the side. So I got the roof over here, and I got a roof here. So, okay, I got some issues here. I got to deal with these. So first of all, how far out does the roof stick on each side? If my overall dimension of the front of my elevation is 42 feet, And my overall dimension of the roof is 42 feet 6. That means how much of an overhang is on each side?
3 inches.
It's 3 inches, exactly. So go back here and we'll put that in there. So we'll go back and we'll put the 3 inches in there. So what I do right here is my roof is actually 8 feet. That's something that I just did right there. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to start here, go over 3, and then I'm going to go down 8 feet. 8 feet, and then down, and then across. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in my 42 feet 6 to get that whole thing. Actually, yeah, that's right. And I'll go up here and I'll go ahead and just touch it here and bring it out, and I'll close it there. So what I've got right there is the basic item with the roof lines right there. So I've got that. I can go ahead and do my trim here, by the way, too. I'll trim these out just so that it looks nice. And I've got a basic start right there. Now let's verify that I did those dimensions right, because if those are wrong, I don't want to build on it. So you always stop. I'm going to go to dimensions and put my linear dimension right on here. So linear, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right here. And that is 42 feet. So we're good to go there. And I gave you guys, let's see here. Where did I go? What did I click on that I got that? Okay, once it went to the, that's actually correct because that's supposed to be at the very bottom. Okay, it actually went to the edges of this right here. That's how I drew it. So that actually could be deceptive here. So let me fix that. If you guys ever run into that kind of a thing, you can always join the lines together. I just use the join command, and now that I've got the join command together, there I have that. And let me put that dimension there again. Okay, so I did this, and now this is going to be 42 feet 6, which it should be there. It's 42 feet 6. Okay, now on the bottom, that should be 42. So I hit my enter key, and I click there, and that is 42 feet. So far, so good. And then I just want to measure these other dimensions right here, which is going from here to here, and that's 17 foot 2. And then this other one should be 8 feet. So let's see if it is. And it is. So far, so good. So far, it's built the way it should be. And we'll kind of be putting dimensions on and off as we go through here, but you've got a good start. So now that we have this, let me show you, because there's a couple trouble spots right here. The rest of this you guys can figure out, but I'll show you the trouble spots. The trouble spots are where you have to do the roof pitch. Now let me explain what's going on with that. So the roof pitch over here, can you guys see the white background elevation? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so you guys can see this white background elevation right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so what we've got right now as we go through here is we are going to go ahead and we are going to do this next thing. So I've got this area that's 14 feet. So this area is 14 feet and it comes up here. That actually is a projection, comes out, okay? So that's one thing I want to take note of. So I'm going to get that 14-foot dimension. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to pay attention to this right here, which is going to be my peak, okay? And let's see here. That is, oh, let's see here. Do I have, oh, it looks like I might have the wrong dimension there. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We can do it this way too. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do it that way. And we'll go ahead and do that 5-inch offset cable. So we're good to go here. Okay, so let's see here. Moving into here. Okay, yeah, I think I see something that is a little bogus. It should work out okay. It'll work out okay. So we're good to go here. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to do this. So once we've done that, we're going to do the 14-foot right here, and then we're going to start to work on this peak right here. And I did a little thing here that I was tweaking with this today, and it looks like I made a change. I probably would have preferred to do something different. That's okay. I'll show you the workaround. So we'll go into here, and first of all, we're going to go and we're going to draw this. Now, I'm going to use my object snap tracking. That means I'm going to put my cursor right here without clicking. I didn't click, and pull it over 14 feet. 14 feet, and I hit my enter key, and then I go straight up. And that gives me that line right there, which I'm going to put back on my profile right there. And we're going to do that. And we'll zoom into that right there, because I am not seeing my line weight. Okay, it's not showing up. Let me see if I can't fix that. Let me change my line weight settings, and oh, let me turn it up. Okay, we'll do that. There we go. Okay, now I can see that. Now I got my line weight turned on. Now I can see a nice projected line. Okay, so that's nice and fat. And your line weight allows you to turn that on and off. Okay, thin lines, thick lines, you can do that. Just something you can work with. Okay, so I've got that right there, and I've got the basics. Now the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn those off. And what I need to do is I need to make this next line that actually goes up from the center right up here up to the peak. Okay, so I've got to do that. So that is going to be right here, and it's going to be right here. So I put in this dimension right here of 21 feet, 8 3/4. That's actually not where I intended to put it. This might actually work okay. 21 feet, 3 1/4, 21 feet, 3 1/4, 8 3/4. Yeah, that's not really how I want to do this. So that's kind of, yeah, that's, it'll work this way too. So we'll just use 21 feet, 8 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to go up here. This is a total of 14 feet. Half the distance of there is 7 feet. So I'm going to go from 7 feet up to 21 feet, 8 3/4. 21 feet, 8 3/4. So that's the next thing I'm going to do here. So let me do that, and then we'll construct that. So I go to my line command, and I'm going to start it here and go over 7 feet, and then 21 feet, 8 3/4. Okay, 21 feet, 8.75, park it right there. So I've got that. And I'm just going to leave it blue so that it shows up real nicely. Okay, so now that I have that, that is what I've got going on right there. Then the next thing I've got is I've got my roof overhang. Now my roof overhang, I give you that dimension there and the roof dimension here, just that you're clear as far as what I'm building this from. This right here is 15 feet 8. Now 14 feet is the actual measurement of the projection. 15 foot 8 is actually going out to the eaves. So that means you've got an additional foot and 8 inches. That's a total of 20 inches. That's 10 inches on each side to give us that overhang. So it's a 10-inch overhang on each side. So I have to make that. So I'm going to make that 10-inch overhang now. And I know that'll be correct then. So back to here, and I'm going to do my 10-inch overhang. So I start with my line command right here, and I will start it right from this location. It's going to go over 10. Okay, so it goes over 10. I'm going to leave that blue just so that it's clear. And then back over here. I'll change it later, and then over 10 in this direction, like that. So I've got that. So I've got those in place right there. Okay, and then what I've got at that point is I've got a, let's see here. So then when I've got that, and then what I'm going to do is I then need to create my 5-inch distance right here. So I'm going to go to 5 inches right here. I'm going to make a line that goes up 5 inches from here. And we'll go 5 right here. And we'll go over this direction 5. Okay, from here up 5 as well. Okay, so I've got those right there. Then from there, I'm going to just simply draw from here on down to here. And from here on down to here. And that is what I have there. Now, once I've got that in place right there, I'm going to offset this line 5 inches. So I'm going to go offset 5. I'm going to offset here and 5 like that, and like 5 like this, like that. And so I've got those in position like that. And yeah, this is not coming out the way I'd hoped it would. Okay, let's do this. Let's see here. Yeah, that's gonna, okay, let's go ahead and back up a minute here. Okay, I'm gonna make one change in these dimensions right here. Okay, this is something you should make a note of. Okay, so let me go ahead and make a note of this right here. Well, we can still make it work here. We can still make it work, I think. Okay, so we did that there, and yeah. Okay, that's the angle. That's what you have there.
Is that supposed to still be in profile, or is the line weight supposed to be thinner than the original first line?
This one right here, I just turned it off. But as far as
Okay.
that goes, yeah, I just turned it off for you. So it's just, that's just the visual thing. Okay, let's see here. Trying to think how to make this work. You know what? For this one, we're just going to make one little thing. I'm just going to mention this right here. You can very often do like what's called a rafter cut, which is what we're going to do here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to extend this line to connect to this one. So I'll click on this and pull it down until it connects. Actually, I'll just use my extend command. Extend, you use this. We talked about the extend command earlier. And let's go ahead and try extend. And I'll go to do that. And I'll extend this one over to this side too. And I'll just extend that. And we'll just do like a rafter cut, and that's going to be fine. So don't worry about that. I'm going to understand that. That's just something. I gave you an incorrect dimension. That's the way you'll have to draw it. So that's fine. So once you've done that, you did the offset of 5 inches in either way, and you're good to go. Let's go ahead and put a dimension on here to the very peak, which goes from here all the way down. And this should be 21 feet, 8 3/4. And it is. So we're good to go there. So that matches us. So that's going to be the one change right there. You're going to have a little rafter cut there. That's okay. That happens sometimes. So then I'm going to trim this out. I'm going to trim out these items right here, here, and here, and here. And then this line can go away. So we're good to go there. So we got a basic beginning right there. We're basically starting, and this should be 15 feet 8 inches. So let me put that out there too. We'll make sure that this is 15 feet 8 to make sure that we are where we should be. Okay, good. So that's all good. We're in good shape right now. Okay, so that is how we do the roof pitch with just one little detail there. And I'm going to trim out some of this information here because this right here would actually be behind the roof. Okay, that would actually be behind this predictional projection. So I'll get rid of that. So that is how that should look when that's all done. Now at this point, I'm going to grab these and I'm going to put them on my, actually those would go onto my, they're going to go on my walls layer. The roof line is going to go on the walls layer. We got this. And just to show you what this looks like with that on, this is what it looks like when you're all done there. So you got that. Now, another thing you can do is over here with your line weight, when you have this one turned on, you can go to your line weight settings and you can make it thicker or thinner right here. I can actually go here and change it to be thicker or thinner. And that's what gives me that visibility. So if it's too fat, you can change it. If it's too thin, you can do this. Okay, so I've got that on just so you got that. Okay, great. So that's the basics right there. Now that part is probably the toughest thing that you have going on there. Then I just have this one line. And I'll go ahead and trim that out, and we should be good to go. So that is what we have right there. So that's a good start. Now from here, what we're going to do is now we're going to do the chimney. Chimney's over on the far left. Chimney gives us this dimension here, and the chimney says it's 2 feet over by a total height of 26 feet and 7 inches. So 2 feet, 26 feet 7, and then over. And the other dimensions are on the other sheet. So 2 feet by 26 feet 7. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go and do that. So here to here to here, and we'll go back to our, that's going to be our profile right there, we'll go to profile, and we'll go to line, and we're going to say over here 2 feet. Okay, and that's going to be 26 feet 7, 26 feet 7, okay, and then over 2 feet, and then down. Okay, so we got that. So there's a little bit of an overlap there. That's normal. That's the way it should be. And that's what we have going on right there. And that line is still a little too thick. So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to pull it down a little bit. And then we'll turn that on. Okay. And went a little too far. Let's try that again. All right. Should have some display. And we'll turn that on. There we go. Gives you a little bit of thickness there. Okay, so we got that. So now that we have that, the chimney looks like that and we're good to go. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about now is something that is referred to as hatching. Now, hatching is something that, well, we'll get to the hatching in a minute. Let me show you how to do a couple other things first. So now that we've got that, we've got the basic outline of the structure. I recommend that you do that. And once you have that, then you can do, you can start to do the hatching and so forth if you want to. I'll show you how to do the chimney hatching just so that you get the idea. What do you mean by hatching? Hatching means the patterns that are used to give realism to your drawing. In this case over here, this is a brick hatch pattern right here. You see the brick right there? That's a brick hatch pattern. And if I click on here, can you guys see these details right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so down here, you'll see that I've got a chimney right here where it's AR, BRSTD, angle 0, and scale is 1. That's the chimney. So the chimney is architectural brick standard, angle is 0, the scale is 1. So that's what the hatch pattern is. That's what I have this here for. So you guys have that together. So let's do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and hatch that. So we're back to here, and I'm going to change the layer over here to, let's see here. What will that be? That would be my hatching right here. I'll use my hatching layer. And when I use my hatching layer, I'm going to go ahead and go to hatching. Hatching is right over here. It's on your modify, rather it's on your home draw panel, and you got hatch right here. So go to hatch. And when we go to hatch right here, we have to change our particular pattern. Okay, so it's got to be ARBRSTD, which is architectural brick standard. Okay, I've got that. And I've got this, and then watch what happens when I click in there. I click there, and boom, it looks good. And then I want to do one other thing, which is I want to set the origin. Setting the origin allows you to determine where the brick shows up. Let me show you what I mean by this. You see how the brick is kind of a half brick right there? Well, that's bogus. That's not how it's supposed to look. You want to start with a brick in the corner. So you set origin right here. And you set origin, you go down here, and I would go ahead and, let's see, if I set origin, and that's here. And now you'll know I got a full brick right here. So that's how it's supposed to look. So I got a full brick there, and that's how that should look. So that is how your hatching works. And it fills all that up with all the detailing right there. Okay, so far so good. And now what we need to do is place the windows and the doors. Okay, now the windows and the doors are all dimensioned. I've got those right here. We'll go ahead and put in a couple of the windows. Now the windows are all basically 3 feet typical outside to outside, but there's a little bit more detail that I shared with you guys so that you guys wouldn't have any questions about it. And this is the dimension I have, the detail I have here. The actual windows I've actually got on the plan are 3 feet by 4'2". That's the typical distance, 3 feet by 4'2". And the mullion is 2 inches typical all the way around. So that's how I'm going to work this right here. So I just have to make sure I place them. So I remember those dimensions, and we'll go ahead and we'll continue to draw these. So I'll go ahead and put these into place. So getting this into place right now, I'm going to change my layer over here to Windows. I'm going to go to Windows. And then what I'm going to do here is I am going to start by placing a window. I'll go ahead and go over here to the far right side. And this first one's supposed to be 3'6", and then 2'10" up. So it goes over 3'6" and then 2'10" up. So I'll start my line command. I'll go here. I'm going to go over 3'6". So 3'6", hit my enter key, and I'm going up. And then the distance I want to go up is going to be a total of 2'10". 2'10", like that. Then at that point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my window, which is going to be 18, because that's half of the 18 inches is half of 3 feet. And then I'm going to go up 4'2", 4'2", and then I'm going to go over 36, and then down 4'2". Okay, and then we're going to close it like that. Okay, so once I've got that, it looks like this here. So I've got this, and then I'm going to show you a quick trick here. This is not connected, but I want it to be. So I can select it all like that and type in the letter J to join it. When I do that, it becomes a polyline. Very fast way to do that right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset that 2 inches to get my distance. So I'm going to offset and use 2 inches. I click here, and I go ahead and drop it in there. There's my window. Window's all done. That's all you got to do for that. So that particular window is actually 3'6" over. So the other one is 7 feet. So I'm going to copy that over 7 feet. So I'm going to go over here and copy this over here, a distance of 7 feet. 7 feet, like that. And so once I've done that, let me measure them, make sure that they're both 3'6" from the side. If they're not, I'll adjust them, but I think they will be. So I'm going to go to my dimensions, go to my linear, and I'm going to go from here to the center, right like that, 3'6". That one's good. And go over here and make sure this one's right, and click it there, and make sure it's to the midpoint there, and that's good. So we got those there, we are good to go. So I've placed those are in good condition. Now that I've got those in place, I've got these other windows, okay, over on the opposite side, and I can do the same thing. I can copy those over, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and copy one, and it doesn't really give me a good ability to do a distance, so I'm going to go ahead and place these others. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put those. They should be 11'8" off the ground. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a line, 11'8", just to make life kind of easy here. I'm going to go ahead and click it here and go up 11'8", 11'8", and that is the. I'm going to do that. Okay, 11'8", 11'8", like that. Okay, that is where they're going to go to. So I'm going to copy these up to that line. So you go here. And copy these up into this location here, and boom, that's done. And I delete this and delete that, and we're good to go. So that is how I get those dimensions in there, and then later on I can move these dimensions and get them where they should be, or just use this right here. We can do it this way, like that, and we can do a few things like that. So there we go. So we're getting there. Now that we've placed those, the other things we want to put in are like the side window, which is 2 feet by 7 feet, 2 feet by 7 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and start from here and go over 2'6", 2'6", okay. And then that is going to give me the halfway point. I'm going to go over this way, and then I'm going to go over this way. It's 7 feet, okay, and then over 2 feet, and then down to here, And then we'll go ahead and close that out like that. So that is what I have there. And I'm going to grab this and type in J. And that's all together. And so that is put together right there. And I'm going to put that onto the Windows layer as well. And then I'm going to offset that 2 inches so that we have this like this. Okay, so I've got that. Oh, went the wrong way. Try that again. Offset that 2 inches. So offset this 2 inches. Okay, so I've got that. Okay, so I got that window. We're good to go there. And then the next thing I want to do is my door is 3 foot by 7. So I'll put that on the door layer. So over to here, doors. And I can just make a rectangle here. I can just go ahead and do it this way and do this. I'm going to say, let's see here, -3 feet, comma, -7 feet. Just the one way to do that. And I went ahead and put that door. And then the detail are just a couple of rectangles. I'll let you guys kind of put those in there. I didn't actually put anything on there, but that's something I'll let you guys go ahead and draw. And then let's see here. So then I'm going to dimension it, make sure we're good to go there. Always check your dimensions. Make sure you're not building incorrectly. Always, always, always. All right, so I'm going to go from here over to here. And this one should be, if I did it right, should be 2'6". And it is. And then it should also be going from here over to here. It should be 2'6", and it is. So we're good to go there. Now the next window is going to be centered 9 feet from the center here. So I'm going to put this in. And I'm just going to put in a marker here, make life kind of easy here, go over 9 feet. And we'll go here, 9 feet, and then up. And I'm going to use this as my key. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this and copy this over. And I'm going to go ahead and go from here. And I'm going to go straight over to here and drop it like that. Okay, so when I've got that in place. So this is how we go ahead and begin to build this. And I can go ahead and pull this down right from here, over to here, and over to here. Let's verify that's correct. And that should be 9 feet, and it is. And so you get the idea right here. So as you're putting all these in here, you would then have this all in place. And then that's how you go ahead and put this together. Now, when you get this together, it's going to look like this. And you're going to basically have these in this position right here. So I'll go ahead and just finish off these windows just to show you how this hatching works. So back over to here, I need one more window over here, also 9 feet over. So I'm going to copy this one over 9 feet. And we'll go over 9 feet. Like that, and offset this. Okay, and we'll go ahead and put a dimension here, make sure this is correct. And that's also 9 feet. So we're good to go there. Then I want to copy those up 11 feet 8. So I'm going to copy these up, copy these two up a distance of 11 feet 8. So I'll go here, and I'll touch it here just to get that as my orientation point, and we'll drop it there. Okay, last thing is
Looks like the left side windows are smaller than the right side window. So I don't know if you.
Oh, you know, you're right. You're right. Thank you. Let me check that out. Who caught that there?
Omar.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Go to here. You're right. What I did is I went inside instead of outside. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So what I want to do is this one is we want to offset. So what we'll do is we'll offset this one like here. And what we'll do is to fix this rather than do that. We'll just do this. We'll get rid of this. And we'll go ahead and copy that over. Thank you very much for that. So I'm going to go over here and copy this. And I'll go from here over to this point here. And then we know that's right. Okay, and then the last thing is I'm going to copy one more window. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go to this. I'm going to touch it here. And I'm going to touch it here. And I'm going to pull this up. And that puts it right there. So that's where that would actually go. I don't need all these 3 foot dimensions. You guys will dimension it as per the plan. But that just gives you an idea as far as how these things will be placed. Now that they're placed, now I can go ahead and begin to put in my my dimensions. I'm going to go back down here and go down to here. And rather my hatching. So I'm going to put my hatching in. So the hatching will go on the hatching layer. We talked about this before. So I go to hatching. And I put the hatching layer on, and now my hatching for this other location is actually given to me on here, and it tells me right here that the siding is ANSI 31 with an angle of 135, and a scale of 48. So that's what my siding's got to be, ANSI 31. So that's just kind of a standard line font. So I'm going to go back to that, or rather line hatch pattern. So back to here, and we'll go ahead and do this. So back to our hatching. Hatching right here, and ANSI 31 is here. And we've got that, and then the angle is going to be right up here, 135 we said. And the actual angle will be, rather the scale will be 48. So I have those things right there. So I pull it into here, my enter key, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it into here. And then you'll notice it looks like this right here. I can go ahead and click in here, and I can go ahead and I can click in here, and it gives me a very nice, whoop, I didn't finish the command, okay. So we try that one more time, hatch, and we're good to go here. So we'll go here, and we'll close it like that. Come on, let's try that one more time. Repeat the hatch. Okay, could not evaluate hatch values in all supported scales. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's not make it associative. Let's let's make it associative. Hang on a second here. All right, doesn't need to be annotated. Let's try that. So we'll click it there. All right, hit our enter key. All right, and then we'll try it again. Repeat hatch. Okay, like that. All right, sometimes you get these things. Okay, so it should look like this when you're done. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this hatch, and I'm going to change its origin by saying set the origin right down there, so that I actually have nice hatch pattern that actually does this, and it actually starts at a logical point. Do the same thing with this right here, and then I've got that like that. So that is how that's going to look when you're done with it. So you've got that, and then the last thing we would do is put in, although this is going to change, so I got to put the window in, but that's okay. Last thing is my roofing, and that's going to be ARB 88 with an angle of 0 and a scale of 1. So I'm going to go here and use my roof, and the roof is going to be right here. Go back to hatching, hatch, and this one's going to be down here. ARB 88 right here. It's kind of a scale looking pattern, and then this is going to be at 0, and this is going to be 1. All right, so go there, make that 1, hit our enter key, and I'm going to go ahead and pick inside here. So we click inside there, and that's how that looks. And then we are going to, once we have that, we're going to change the origin like we did before. Set the origin down to the lower left corner, like that. So then when you're done, it looks like that. So that is most of it right there. Then there's just a couple of other details. Like I mentioned, the detail on the door, you guys can do that. And then the last thing that I would need here is going to be the detail of the chimney and the actual fan light, which I'll look at real quickly here. And again, there's a few ways to go about doing any one of these things, okay? So right here, this one, you can just basically draw this. I'll let you guys figure that out. I don't think that's gonna be too mysterious for you. Essentially, you're just gonna do some center lines and so forth and trim it out. But that's what the cap looks like. You're gonna use these dimensions to draw the cap. Now this one could be a little bit tricky, okay? The mullions are all 1 inch. It's 3 feet, and then it's got a radius, half a radius circle out here. So let's take a look at that. And then we're gonna take a little break. All right, so we're gonna go out to here, and for me to draw this right now, I'm gonna save this right now, just so I have another copy of it, and I'm gonna save it to my desktop. I'm going to call this one front elevation. Front elevation, south field, like that. And I'm going to save that. Okay, front elevation, south field, right, and save it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that that window. So to do this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on. Let's see. It looks like I put it on the walls layer. I'll just go ahead and use the walls layer. Now, what I'd said before is we're just going to go
You're
ahead.
still on Blackboard.
I am. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so back over to here. And I saved this right here as, can you guys see AutoCAD now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saved this, and that's all I did. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this, this next item here. So I'm going to go here, and I said it's going to be 3 feet. So 3 feet like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a circle here. I'm going to go ahead and do I can just do a 2-point circle here to here. And where is the end point? There it is. And I'm going to trim off the bottom. So we trim off the bottom and we're good to go there. So that's what we have right there. And then all of that right there, I could join it. And that might help. It might not help really. So let's go ahead and explode it. We won't do that. Do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this, and it's all going to be 1 inch. Offset this 1 inch, and we'll go ahead and offset this 1 inch, and offset this 1 inch. And that gives you the basics right there. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this, all right, like that. And I'm going to draw a line from here up to here. Okay, why is that not showing up there? Offset gap. Oh, I don't want that. Okay, I want the line command. So let's just go here, here to here. All right. And then what I want to do is I want to offset a 1/2 inch in either direction. So we can go here and here, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate that and make a copy. So I'm going to rotate and go to this right here. And I want to use this as my angle right here. And I'm going to go ahead and go like this. It's going to lock it in like that. And okay, when I do that, I should have made a copy. So I'll do that one more time. So I'll use my rotate, and this time I'm going to make a copy like this, and it's locking it in. I'm going to right click and use copy. So I'm going to lock it there, and I'm going to do it again. Rotate this again, and go to here. And at that point, I'm going to right click and choose copy. And we'll lock that in like that. Now those are the basics right there. And then what you would do is you'd trim out all of the things you don't want. So in this particular case, you could actually go through like this and just start to trim it out. And just to kind of clean it up. Also, the trim command lets you do this kind of a thing. We can actually go through and just kind of go and clean all this up nicely. All right. And you do all